What's up, YouTube? I am your girl Megan. Welcome back to my channel. If you're already a subscriber, if this is your first time joining me on today, go ahead, hit that subscribe button because you know you want to. So today I am coming to you with Venus in the sign of Leo, and I just want to start off by saying we need to go ahead and summarize Venus as a planet and its importance in astrology. So Venus, next to Jupiter, it's like one of the most beneficial planets in astrology. So, meaning more than likely, wherever Venus is placed in your chart, unless it's harshly aspected, it can bring about a lot of goodness and a lot of pleasant experiences, people, places, and things in your life. Okay, Venus is the planet of money. It's the planet of beauty, or what you find beauty in life. It's also the planet of love, of course. That's what most people know it for. So when you take Venus and it falls in the sign of Leo, it's also important to know that Leo is, because it's governed by the sun, it's one of the most like playful, I guess you could say, signs in the zodiac. So people who have their Venus in the sign of Leo are just that. Like, they're the human embodiment of all that is fun, all that is playful, all that is childlike. And it's also a good thing to note that Leo naturally governs the fifth house in astrology, which is the house of children. It's the house of self expression, it's the house of dating. So, naturally, people with this placement tend to be very jovial. They tend to be very, like, just really fun people to be around. Venus Leo person is just like dating. Oh my God! Like, these are the people who are like, they live by the mantra of, we have to be friends first, you know. And if you end up dating a Leo Venus individual, you're in for a treat, because these people are, I mean, just a lot of fun to be around. And it's also just another thing to note, Leo governs acting. Like, a lot of actors, a lot of celebrities and people, you know, public people, public figures have very heavy Leo energy in their charts, thus making Venus Leo people dramatic. Y'all are dramatic. You know, these people are, they tend to be very jealous, very demanding of their partner's attention. So yeah, they could be fun and playful and energetic and just, you know, free spirits, caring and loving and all that good shit. But on the negative side, if they feel like there's any other presence in the relationship that's drawing attention or taking attention away from them, if they feel like their spotlight is being challenged, and this doesn't necessarily just have to be in relationships, in general, these Venus and Leo people enjoy living in the spotlight, because you got to think about it. Leo is ruled by the sun, you know. And what is the sun? I always use this analogy. It's like the center of our universe, you know, the universe as we know it, this part of the universe. So naturally, all of the planets kind of just, you know, are sucked into its orb. And these Venus Leo people treat the world like they're the sun. Bitch, you're the planet. Orb around me. You have to marvel at my beauty. Look at me. I'm so fun. I'm such a great person. I'm so easygoing. Aren't I the best girlfriend ever? Aren't I the best boyfriend ever? Aren't I the best friend ever? Look at me. And the minute they feel that title or that status is kind of being encroached upon, somebody else is still in their spotlight, or maybe you're just not appreciating them for, you know, who they are and what they're bringing to the table, it's a problem, you know. And these people need lots of reassurance of who they are and their place and how important they are to you. It's important to keep in mind, Leo Venus people, y'all are selfish. I'm not gonna say selfish, let's say self-centered, because there's a difference, okay? Whereas a Venus in Aries would be selfish in the sense of, my wants come before what the fuck you want, right? That's kind of what selfish means. I would say Venus Leo people are self-centered in the respects that they're very giving, because you have to understand, Leo is a fire sign. Fire representing passion. So they could be very passionate, very warm, loving, giving people. but they want praise. They want their just due for what they have to offer. It's like y'all tend to view your relationships as movies with yourself being the main character, okay? Your partner may have a supporting role, but the main objective is to make sure that the leading character is taken care of at all times or else. I don't want any good deed that I've done or anything that I've done for you in this relationship and this friendship. It better not go unnoticed. And not only it better not go unnoticed, I want you to treat me. I want you to put me on a pedestal. I want you to constantly reassure me that I am the best person ever, that I am the apple of your eye, that I am your cinnamon honey apple crisp. And if this not taking place there, it's a fucking problem. And I noticed that men with Venus and Leo, for this very reason, tend to be very prone to cheating, just because Venus and Leo people are easily flattered. And I mentioned this in another video that I created. It's because, especially with men, when they feel like their woman isn't really showing them the type of, attention, or she's not stroking his ego. That's what it is. And men, just men in general, they typically tend to have very fragile egos that need soothing and they need pampering and caressing. Of course, not all men, but when you take that and then you add the just self-centered nature, and the dramatic nature of Venus and Leo, this creates a man who he likes to be with women who makes him feel like the macho man, like he can beat on his chest and my house is my kingdom and my house is my palace. But if he gets with a woman who maybe doesn't show him enough attention or anything of that nature, it's very easy for his eyes to kind of wander, very easy for him to kind of be easily flattered with other women, you know what I'm saying, and kind of just seek attention from other people, places, and things. Because Leo is also fixed fire, it's important to note that these people, I'm not saying that they're not good with long-term relationships. That fixed energy, that fixed fire makes them very stubborn or slow to get over people. So these people, Leo, Venus people, could stay in a bad relationship. They could stay with people. They're very enduring, but they will, if they don't feel like they're getting what they need, which is attention at all costs, they will make the relationship very dramatic, very hard for you. It's going to be filled with lots of ups and downs. And like I said, with Leo governing acting and theater and just the house of self-expression, you have to understand. I mean, honestly, I feel like Venus Leo people naturally are just dramatic anyway. But you can avoid a lot of unnecessary drama if you just give these folks just give them what they want, y'all. Y'all want attention. Y'all love it. And it's okay. It's okay. It's cool. Money wise, because remember, Venus also represents like money in your chart. Venus Leo people tend to be very flashy, okay? Even if you're not the type of person to be like very wealthy or have a lot of money, these are the type of women who are attracted to men who show off their cars and their watches. And, these are the type of men who are attracted to women who have plastic surgery and, who are very gaunty and gaudy. And is gaunty, no, gaunty means skinny, right? Gaudy. Very, just flamboyant. That's the word I'm looking for. They enjoy flamboyance. Even if you're not in a position to have a lot of money, actually, whatever, depending on where it's placed in your chart and what it's aspected with, these people also tend to be very good at attracting money in their lives, unless it's harshly aspected or there's some other negative planetary relationships going on there. But I will say that these people, so in relationships, they enjoy being pampered. They enjoy being showered with gifts. They enjoy not even just gifts, they just enjoy being showered in displays of love and affection, and just in return they do the same thing. These people are very giving. Venus Leos are very passionate, very these can be the people who, if it's not positively aspected, You might want to be mindful of overspending, overindulgence. This could manifest in a variety of ways: weight issues, substance addictions. And these people tend to have very karmic relationships with worldly pleasures. So I would be mindful of that, okay? Just practice moderation. As a result, on the negative side, because they're so gaudy and so flashy and flamboyant, and they bask in the attention, and they bask in, outward validation, they could be easily manipulated. I find a lot of Leo Venus people, because they're so easily flattered. You have to understand. And I was having this conversation with my friend the other night, because I have a friend who's very similar, who acts in a very similar fashion. It's easy. You don't think, because we live in a world full of predators, right? And I don't, when I say predators, I just mean people in spirits, and spirits that are working through people who actively seek out people who they can manipulate, who actively seek out people who they can kind of latch on to and suck dry. You don't think people know how to say the right things, or people can't pick up on the things that you like, and give you lip service in order to get them what they want? And I don't think a lot of Venus Leo people do a great job at catching on. Maybe later in life, but I find that these people tend to be kind of oblivious of this, because as long as they're getting that kind of attention that they deserve, or that they feel like they deserve, right, that kind of instant gratification or validation that they want, they kind of tend to overlook people's motives. Y'all are very territorial lovers. Definitely the type of people who, like, if you're out at a restaurant and the waitress comes and she's talking to your boyfriend a little bit too long, she's taking her time reading him those little special of the day, your Venus Leo woman would be like what the fuck? If they don't get what they want, you guys are prone to throwing temper tantrums. You guys secretly, you live off of like that fight makeup cycle, that makeup to break up. We're gonna have makeup sex and everything. You live off of that. You secretly enjoy it. Venus Leo women specifically love that passion. They feel like, you know what, the fact that you're willing to engage and go back and forth with me means you must really love me. You must really love me. Oh my God, he has so much passion for me. Like, oh, it's such a turn on, y'all. And I mean, to each his own, but just be mindful of making your life harder than it has to be. Be mindful of making your relationship harder than it has to be. And understand everybody ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? So your flair for drama, whether you're willing to admit it or not, you could be melodramatic or just completely doing the fucking most. But regardless of where you fall on the continuum, baby, you got to understand everybody don't move that way. Okay? Everybody doesn't play like that, and everybody doesn't find pleasure in that type of dynamic. And so it might benefit you to find somebody who, has that same type of love style. People who are willing to understand, like, okay, this is my girlfriend, this is, my such and such. They're just a brat, you know what I'm saying? And I love them for it. Otherwise, you could find yourself in a situation where you done pick an argument too many, you overreacted a little bit too much, and now you're just sitting like wondering what happened, because it's not the other person didn't react the way that you anticipated them or react. Sign Leo symbolized by the lion. Lions kind of have the theme for being like very proud, prideful creatures, right? The king of the jungle. So as a result, Leo Venus people tend to gravitate towards partners that they can be proud of. Remember in my Leo Mars video, I was stating that Leos like praise. They like to associate themselves with people, places, and things that can get them that external praise and recognition and that status, and things that make them feel like the king of their jungle. and just naturally you're attracted to people that you want to show off. Arm candy. So Venus Leo men can also be the type of guy who is attracted to like trophy wives, the Kim Kardashians of the world. They like women that might not have too much substance, but as long as she makes you feel like a man, as long as she looks good, is arm candy, somebody that all the women want to be, all the men want to be with, you can make it work. Venus Leo women enjoy having that guy that all of the girls are lusting over. Like, girl, that's me right there. The guy that you're salivating over only has eyes for me, sis. Like, this is my man. Like, they enjoy that. These are the women who sit in the hair shop and brag about the things that their man did for them.
Oh, yeah, Leroy, girl. He took me out to dinner last night. It was a fancy 5-star restaurant, girl. I ordered 3 Shirley Temples and the steak and lobster.
Secretly planting the seeds of envy in other bitches' hearts over your man. You want everything to be full of passion and, and the things that you are passionate about, you want to work for. And that's no different, when it comes to love. So that concludes my Venus and Leo. Up next, I'm going to do Venus and Aries. So drop a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of this. If you have any other suggestions as to what other series you would like to see next, of course, feel free to let me know. And as always, make sure you practice unconditional self-love so that you can love others. And, until next time, bye.